Hey, this is Hammer Airsoft Smith here. In this video I'm going to show you how to take down my custom built Glalther M17 gas non-blowback airsoft pistol. The only tools I will need is a small Allen key. First I'm going to make sure it's empty. The magazine's already out due to maintenance. So let's begin. I take this slide all the way back, hold it in place with this finger, then I grab this section back here and I pull up so it comes undone. Then I just grab the whole slide, lift it up off the rails, and just let it come forward. Here's the slide. There's a bushing washer, coil spring. Take the takedown pin out. And the whole barrel assembly comes off with the guide rod. You can also take the guide rod out, but there's no real point to that. Next, take the Allen key and I push out the pin right by the trigger there. Then I remove the pin back here. Then I just take everything out. With a trigger spring, false slide stop, trigger arm, and hammer assembly. Now we're going to put it back together. Take the trigger, put it back in its place, take the trigger pin, and I have it just sit there. Take the false slide stop, see it right there. So it's hooked up against the wall, just laying on it, and it's just laying right there by the trigger. Then I start to shim that bar in right there to about that point, so that way it just barely has the trigger, but it's holding the slide stop in. Then I take the trigger spring, like so. I hold it there in place as I push. Nope. Give me a minute. Getting this game undone. Okay, where was I? Yeah, I was reseating the trigger spring. You line everything up so that way the pin goes through it. Kind of like how the M9 3R Beretta assembly works with the trigger. Then I take my hammer block and I push the pin the rest of the way through. Take the trigger arm and hook it onto this nub here. Then I take the hammer assembly, and I have the trigger arm hook right there. And make sure the trigger arm is resting on the spring. Like that, before I push it all the way down. And as I push it all the way down, I hold the trigger and everything in place, because we'll try to pop the arm loose. Take the hammer assembly pin, put that back into place. I take the bushing washer to help push the rest of the hammer pin back in. See, it's flush. Take the safety off, test the trigger. Yep, works fine. I can continue. Take the barrel assembly, reinsert the guide rod into the barrel assembly, seat the barrel assembly in place like so. Take my takedown pin and just reinsert it like so. Sit it like here. Take the guide spring, put on the guide rod, put the washer, bushing washer, whichever, on top. And then carefully line everything up so that way the guide rod will go through properly. And then I rack it a few times just to make sure the spring isn't going to kink up or anything. Not that it really matters, but if it kinks up, it could push the bushing washer out of place, and it'll just kind of funky. And there you go. That was the full disassembly and full reassembly of my Glalther M17. Thank you very much for watching.